Hey YouTube, here with a deck profile for my Junk Doppel deck for August 2017. Been running this deck card a few times. Actually, a pretty fun deck. Can be kind of competitive depending on the matchup as well as the cards I can get out. So it's pretty cool. I really like it. So let's actually get into the deck profile. First up for the monster lineup, of course you have, as you saw, 3 Junk Synchrons. One of my favorite tuners now. Level 3, getting up monsters out of the graveyard. Negates the effect, which can be pretty decent, depending on what you need. Next up, we have 3 quick draw synchrons. Pretty good at getting out your high level monsters, synchron monsters. You gotta be careful with him because they can only be used for a synchro summoning of a synchro monster, of a synchro monster that needs a synchron card. I think about maybe dropping him to 2. It's good to have 3. You know, you can be able to draw, but sometimes with the deck, still working on some different plays that I like. So I might drop him to 2. See what I think. Still resting some time. Also running 3 Jet Synchrons. Pretty cool card. One level. It's a level 1 as well as summons out. Helps you draw a Junk Synchron, get it into your hand, as well as when Jet Warrior summon. Can actually get out pop a card. Also can help return by discarding a card. So depending on what your hand is, you can bring it back from grave, and that'll be pretty cool. Next up, triple level eater. You need him in this deck because he's a great card. Lower down your higher level monsters and get them on the field. So protection as well as getting some quick like level 2 plays or level 3, depending on what plays you need. Next up, because in the name, Junk Doppel, you have triple Doppel Warrior. Pretty cool card. You use him for synchro material, and then you're able to have tokens that are level 1 apiece, and so they can be useful in this deck. Next up, as you saw, I have 2 Quillbolt Hedgehogs just because level 2 really cool at having to gain some different plays, as well as bringing you have a tuna on, bringing back from graveyard, so very useful. And he works well Double Warrior's effect because if you special summon a monster from grave, so, he can be special summon from hand, so having Quillbolt and Level Eater back from grave as well as Jet Synchron can really help you be beneficial. As well as I run 2 clear effectors. I'm actually take these out, these tech choices I've tried to use, but it's hard to get them in hand. As well as, I like the ability to protect your monsters, cannot be destroyed by card effects, but I don't get them out that often. Hard to get them actually on the field and run some plays. So I might take these 2 out. These are just some choices I made at the beginning, see how I liked it. Last level 2 that I'm running, cards I've run at the same are 2 Ghost Urgan Snow Rabbits. Just a useful card, level 3, hand trap, what can be more said. As well as another hand trap I have, Effect Veiler, pretty useful card, stopping some opponent card monsters. I also run a Battle Fader just because sometimes there are opportunities where your opponent attacks your life points directly, and he's just good just for stopping them, their plays. Last cards I run 1 Dandelion, just a really useful monster, especially when it's sent to graveyard. Special summon a token, which is really useful. Mathematician can get some of your cards in grave, such as Level Eater or Quillbolt, Jet Synchron. Just depends on what you need, so he's very useful. Synchron Explorer because it helps also with these Synchron plays, and also get back a Jet Synchron or a Junk Synchron, or even a Quick Draw Synchron, depending on what you're trying to do. So he's very useful, getting one of your tuners back. And then last but not least, I run Plague Spreader Zombie. It's a level 2 tuner, so you need some more broadness in this deck, so he's very useful with it. So that's the monster lineup. Get these guys all out of here. For the spells, I run triple tuning. Very useful at grabbing these synchrons you need, so you really need it. And then I play 1 of everything else. So I play 1 reinforcement enemies to grab some warrior monsters. Upstart because good drawing power. 1 for 1, so you can discard a card as well. So discard a monster from hand as well as grab a level 1 depending on what you need. I also play Foolish Burial because discard power can be useful in this deck depending on what you're looking for. Some protection, I use my body as a shield in case a monster is going to be destroyed. I also use Limit Overdrive because I noticed that in this deck I run a lot of Synchrons and a lot of them go to graveyard, so having this can be very useful. Has been useful from time to time to return those cards back to my extra deck so I can bring back those Synchron synchro monsters and use them again, as well as have a new synchro on board. Last I run, not last, but I run also Powder Avarice, so I can return some synchro monsters as well as some monsters in general. But mostly to get synchros back in my extra deck so I can actually synchro them again, because sometimes in grade they're not very useful. And I also run one soul charge because it's very useful to bring up if I have a bad board or if I need a synchro summon, brings back some cards that I've used. So those are all spells. Trap lineup very small. I use one Follow Wing and one Sakuretsu Armor. Destruction effect, and then Follow Wing just helps protect some synchro cards, depending on what card I'm looking. But because cards get moved back and forth, sometimes it's not very useful. So another check choice I might actually be taking out soon. Just depends on what I'm looking for. For the synchro cards, run quite a bit. I actually have a lot of synchro cards I can run that I've been running. So first up, I have 2 Formula Synchrons. I have 3 actually, but decided just to run 2 for now, just to see how I kind of like it. It's just, you can go into them quite a bit. Really depends on what cards you have. So that's why I had 3, but I'm playing only 2 right now. Tatsunoko, I actually have 2 of these, and I actually had 4 quite a bit. I was using 2, but I dropped him down to 1 just to see, because he's a good level 3 tuner and help use cards in your hand as synchro material. Hail the Arc like a level 4 monster that can be used as well as being a synchro, so it's very useful. For level 5s, I run XL Synchron, the tuner level 5 that can manipulate his level. I also run a Jet Warrior because he's one of the main cards I use with Quick Draw and Level Eater, easiest one to get out, and also pop a card back to my opponent's hand, which is very useful. I also run Junk Warrior because a lot of times I can go between Jet and Junk, and depending on if I have monsters on board, then Junk Synchron can gain an attack boost and actually be able to make some bigger plays. I also run TG Hyper Librarian because draw power is very useful in this deck. Because of saying that, brings me out to Stardust Charge Warrior, do quite a few Synchrons. I need to work on some combos, keeping TG Hyper Librarian on field and synchro summoning other cards so I can actually draw more cards. But still, it's useful because of the Stardust Charge. Great monster. I also have a Coral Dragon, which is a very cool card, very good artwork. And it helps me, discard some cards that I can use for it, pop a monster on my opponent's field, and if he gets sent to graveyard, I can actually draw a card. So more draw power is good. I use one Stardust Dragon because Stardust Dragon is just a beast, and it's phenomenal. Road Warrior, I also go into him quite a few times because, allows me to special summon a warrior or a machine type monster for my deck, which is very useful. I also go into, I have a Crystal Wing I got specific for this deck because I really like him. Glad I haven't actually run some of the tech choices yet. See how this deck does with him, but I actually add him just to see what happened. So if I can make him, he actually does well in this deck, then that'll be great. If not, at least we have him, we can side him out. I have one Stardust Warrior, really cool card. I can actually get to him a couple times, especially with Road Warrior and Formula Synchron. A lot of times Road Warrior gets stopped, and so Formula can actually help get him out. And last but not least, I use the Cosmic Blazar Dragon. Just a cool card because once he's on the field, it's kind of hard to stop. You can banish him, and depending on the effect, so opponent summons a monster, activates an effect, or even try to destroy, declare an attack. He can just pop a card, banish himself, stop it. But you gotta be careful. That's where you need some backup. So I need to get some more backup cards to help protect my monsters in case when he gets banished, and then when he gets back. Alright, so that's all the synchro cards. For the extra deck, also I use in this deck are 4 tokens, because this deck is really relying on tokens. So I usually 4 because there's rarely a time when you're gonna have all 5 be tokens. So these are cool. Just use Scapegoat, basic token we all use. For the side deck, I use I have one extra Jet Warrior because sometimes I needed 2 and I've only run 1. So I got another one I have inside just in case if I ever need them. Drill Warrior, I know people use this tech choice a lot. I haven't actually gone into him much, but I like the option. Shooting Star Dragon, I actually went to him a couple times, but I decided to side him out for the main deck in general just because don't go into it very often because I need Stardust on board, but when I go into my level 8, it's usually Road Warrior, so I can special summon. And I also have a Shooting Quasar Dragon. It's a phenomenal card. Very thankful to have one of these. If I'm able to get Cosmic Blazar out, use Soul Charge, I can actually use it again to have Shooting Quasar. And so by that time, it's just having 2 beat stick 4,000 monsters on field. It's kind of hard to beat them, but I don't go into them that often. So that's why I have them inside just in case I ever want it. I also run a 1 Day Peace. This card I might actually side in. Lower Darkness. Don't go into this very much. I only have one copy, so don't really think I need it that much. You can see. And then I also have a King Synchro, just good for when opponent declares an attack. So yeah, those are all the cards. Hope you enjoyed. I really like the Cosmic Blazar Synchro, and let me know what cards to add in, which ones to remove, and what help make this deck a lot better. So thank you. Peace out.